Great way to start now. We're coughing down the mic. Hello, this is the GRcade Twitchcast. This is episode 37. We are going to be talking about various different things. Today it's myself, and we also have Victor with us.
Hello again.
Cora did say he was going to arrive at 9:30. We shall see if that happens. Anyway, how you doing, Victor?
I'm okay. I can't remember last time we talked. I think it was before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was before Christmas. It was.
How was your Christmas?
Well, the plans for Christmas were to go to my mother-in-law's and have food there. But with the lockdown restrictions and things, we ended up having food here. We didn't see anyone like outside of the household, but with there being 6 of us, it was a really busy day. We had fun. The kids had the most fun, I think, and that's the parents. I guess that's the thing that you want most is your kids to enjoy it, you know.
Yeah,
obviously,
it'd be awful if they didn't, wouldn't it?
Yeah. They didn't get everything they wanted because some things have still can't fucking get now. Called the Xbox Series X, but still can't get one. But it's ridiculous trying to get one of them. But yeah, all in all, it was good fun. It was an enjoyable day and a really nice dinner, which made me feel full. And I'm pretty sure I ate that dinner that day, and I think I was stuffed and like probably stuffed as if I was the turkey. Pretty sure by the night, like we usually have food around a certain time, it's like too full to eat. But you know, what about yourself? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it's only the 2 of us. We don't have much family about, and the ones we have got of the 8, they're like ill and isolated and stuff. So we wouldn't have gone and seen them anyway. So normally our Christmas would be just doing a lot of walks, a lot of games. We did shitloads of gaming, which was nice. But with all the places we'd normally like to go to that sort of make an extra effort for Christmas and things, of course, and understandably, it really was a home-based thing. And all the walks we wanted to do, it shut down for about most of the break. So it was just games, really, which was nice.
Apparently, yeah, this is good. And I know you play games with your missus as well. Like, I don't know how much of a gamer your wife is, but like me and my other half, we play certain games together. Like Animal Crossing is a game since the GameCube we've always played when they come out. I think the Wii one is the one we played the least, City Folk. And then there's certain games like Picross we play together, Overcooked. So there's, but my other half isn't exactly like a big gamer. It's just certain games we enjoy together.
Yes, yeah, she's really into games. We probably say if I've got 10 games on the shelf, we'll probably both at some point play 8 of them between us. You know, there's certain types of games that she's not quite into, and there's certain types of games I'm not quite into. But a lot of them, you know, we joke when we get each other games for Christmas because it's pretty much like you may as well just be buying a game for yourself because I'm going to play that at some point.
Yeah.
We played tons of Borderlands 3. I was just playing it with her just before we came off then. God knows
how good is Borderlands? Are you a fan of the Borderlands series in general?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I don't think it's the best thing ever. I mean, you know what you're getting with them. They're all much the same every time, aren't they? But the third one, I know we've talked about this before, probably at least a year ago, where I said it was, it's kind of all right if you're playing it in co-op. It's good fun, but we started a new game plus or Vault Hunter mode, I think they call it, and I also I started a new game with my existing character.
Yeah.
And she started a new character. So there's also a mode called what's it called? Mayhem Mode, which I found by accident. It's buried in your normal menus, and not only can you do a new game plus, but you can also sort of bump the difficulty up or down by notches, and it adds multipliers to things and special effects and stuff.
That's cool.
And we found this really cool sweet spot of it being just difficult enough that every fight was a challenge, but the rewards were just like bunking bloody guns everywhere. It's brilliant. So we've been playing. Just every time we had one modifier on it, was like every time you killed someone with a headshot, it would do a loot explosion. It would call, where it just spits about 10-15 guns out of their heads. And I had a gun that would pretty much guarantee a headshot, one hit kills. It was just like guns everywhere. Yeah, amazing fun. So actually, it's gone from being I probably didn't think we'd play it again, to getting the PS5 upgrade, and we can't get enough of it. Hours and hours and hours. We've probably put at least another 40 or 50 hours into that over Christmas.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm only wondering because me and my brother-in-law were meant to play it. We played it once, and then I was like, dude, when you're not in work and when you can, just let me know. I won't stream. We'll just play the game and concentrate on the game. And then when I spoke to him not long later, I was like, dude, when are we going to play Borderlands 3? He's like, oh yeah, I've just played it on my own and finished. I was like, oh, thanks, dude.
Great.
You fucking bastard. I played through Borderlands 1, 2, and the pre-sequel with him. So I was like, oh, right. Oh, well, okay. Fair enough.
That's a shitter. It's funny, I didn't dislike it, but I think we probably played about half of it together before. And it was almost like kind of all right. I think we took too long with it because it's quite a long, if you really poke around and do all the side stuff, there's a lot of stuff, as these games normally have. I distinctly remember near the end of the game getting a bit jaded by it, just saying, look, let's just steam through and just finish this because I'm just getting a bit fed up now.
Yeah.
Whereas this time, right from the get-go, because we've played it before, almost like you don't have to take it in. So we've just been like legging it to fights, going mad, like instead of hanging around together all the time, be like, well, I'm going to go off and do that bit, you go off and do that bit. And yeah, great fun. It's really, it's gone from being like I didn't think I'd play it again. I probably would have just not thought much about it, to playing it again and just really, really enjoying it. And the PS5 version's excellent as well. Really, it's just doesn't miss a beat. It's running like full resolution, like almost 60 frames a second most of the time, I'd say, in split screen. Very little hitching, barely any crashes.
You should just buy another PlayStation 5, put it next to your other PlayStation 5, and just buy another TV for next to your TV, and then you'll have your own stuff going on and on separate screens next to each other.
Don't tempt me.
Let's play online together next to each other. It'd be cool. At least you wouldn't have to split half your screen.
It's funny. I bought her Assassin's Creed Valhalla. She loves like Viking stuff and that. So she's put. I think she's on like 60 hours already. So she's had more use out of the PlayStation 5 than I have, I think.
Wow. Well, I've been on I've got a PlayStation 5, as we talked about before. Early December, I think it was. We were talking about like certain functions of the I tried the thing you mentioned where you bring up the little cards and it takes you straight into that point of Astrobot. That's like no fucking around, just boom, you're in that level. So I tried that,
isn't it?
I was like, oh, that's awesome. But I think, to be honest, the game I've played most on there has been not Little Big Planet, Sackboy, a Big Adventure, and it's awesome. It really is.
Do you know what? If that hadn't been £70 or thereabouts, I would have probably got that, because I thought I could imagine that was a great game for playing at Christmas. And I've heard there wasn't really that much buzz about it when it came out, and now I don't
honestly,
think I've heard any bad word against it.
It's genuinely the most fun I've had with the console so far. The thing is it's pretty much like Mario 3D World, but with Sackboy, and the Sackboy world instead of the Mushroom Kingdom. And Mario 3D World was fucking awesome. Some people are like, oh, I don't like it because it's not proper 3D, and they like the open world, the more open spaces of 3D Mario, and that's fine. But I really liked 3D World, and it's a similar kind of thing where you go through your levels, but at the same time, you obviously can customize your Sackboy or your Sack Girl, and you're going through the levels, and it's the same kind of thing as you can collect bits and bobs throughout the levels. You collect orbs. If you get 5 orbs, then it gives you a prize at the end, which is a sticker in a sticker book, actually. And so we finished the game today, and then once you finish the game, it's like, oh yeah, just do all this extra stuff. So we were doing that, and I gotta be honest, it's awesome. It's literally. I played a little bit on stream the other day. I played a game called North on stream. It's an hour-long game. It took me 2 hours because there's a section where you're supposed to run around in a maze. Some reason the prompt for me to do it wouldn't come up, so I couldn't actually do the running round, and I didn't know, and it turned out it must have glitched or something. And I think it was Carl who said, "Oh, I'll have a look on what's going on," and he's like, "All right, yeah, you should have this thing while you can run." So that screwed me up, and I took double the amount of time that I should have because I was spent like walking around going, "What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do?" And it was that I could have done something if I had not had a glitch. But when I finished that, I jumped onto Little Big Planet. Sorry, Little Big Planet. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. And when I was playing it, I was showing like Grum, one of the levels which had "Toxic" by Britney Spears music playing throughout.
Oh really?
And it's like, because he likes Britney Spears and stuff like that. So I was like, "Oh, look at this, Grum, you love this." So I specifically found that level. But that game, like, I think it's all licensed music. It always was in the older Little Big Planet games. Anyway, so I'm assuming it's the same. And there's specific levels that are music based. So like you have that in the other Little Big Planet games where like music would kick in at certain points or certain part of a song would, and it does the same on you. But I find they've tuned it better, so like certain things would happen at the perfect time for the music and stuff like that. And I think it's the best it's been done in a game that I have played that isn't a specific rhythm action game.
Oh, cool. Have you played Rayman Legends?
Yes, I love that as well. It's that kind of thing.
Like the music bits in that? Is it that kind of thing?
It's kind of like that, but it's like a proper level, not just a run-in thing. So you're doing like an actual level, but the music kicks in at certain points, and it's really good. Like, it's just very well done. Everything about that game, seriously. If you don't want to pay full price, that's completely understandable. If you can find it for a bit cheaper, like I think on Shop too. When I was looking the other day, because I keep my eye out for an Xbox One, I think they had the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5 version for about 50 quid.
Oh, okay.
On disc, so you could go that way if you weren't so inclined to pay that much. But I wanted it because I like I know a lot of people had issue with the older Little Big Planet games because they didn't like the floatiness of Sackboy. But I don't find Sackboy as floaty, for one. Two, he's like a mixture of characters in the sense of when he jumps, if you hold the jump button, you'd kick your legs and kind of do like a floaty thing, kind of like a mixture between Luigi and Yoshi.
Yeah, okay.
As well as that, you can roll. If you tap circle, you just keep rolling. You can like pick things up, throw things. You pick up. There's co-op levels where you and your partner will have to do specific things, and that includes even things like picking your partner up and throwing them to a place you can't reach otherwise. Yeah, I gotta be honest. It is probably it's the best platforming Sackboy game. But I wouldn't say it's the best of the games simply because of you don't have the creativity of Little Big Planet 1, 2, and 3. Because you can make your own stuff on them and play an endless amount of other people's stuff.
Yeah.
That is why they are better games, because you can do more with it. This is just a proper platforming game. That's it.
What's the multiplayer like? Because my wife it's not like she's not good at platformers. She just, because she's not as good as me, she thinks she's like holding me back and stuff, and she pretty much won't play them. So is it punishing, or can you kind of drag each other around a bit?
Well, me and the missus didn't have much issues with it. We were playing most of the time, fine enough. But if someone dies, they don't instantly respawn. You have to get to a checkpoint for your partner to respawn.
Okay.
So there's these trial levels, for example, and like most of the time, me and the missus would like go through them because we were doing them together. She would die, and then I would just carry on going without it to the end to get a gold medal, kind of thing.
Yeah.
your co-op partner is not gonna make the game more difficult for you in that respect. You share lives. You can have 5 lives at most. You can collect lives are easily obtained, but for the most part. But generally speaking, I genuinely don't think it'd be much of an issue. I think your other half would have good fun with a little bit. That's adventure.
That's like how the other games worked. You remember the little checkpoints had a couple of rings around them, didn't they? And every time one of you died, one of those rings would disappear until it started beeping red at you. It sounds like the same sort of thing.
It's a similar kind of thing. Yeah, it is very much like that. So if you were to play with your wife, I think, I don't think she would have to worry about. I'm going to do this in equals, holding you back.
Yeah,
I think you just have fun with it.
It looks really nice. That's the thing. I saw when I was quite disparaging of it when the reveal first came. I was like, "Oh, that looks shit. It's crap."
When I first saw it, my exact reaction was, "Oh my god, it's Sackboy 3D World."
Yeah, exactly. I just thought, it just looks crap. But then everybody has said they've had such a great time with it. It's like, oh well. I'll definitely keep my eye out. I'm not going to sort of rush and get it because 3D World, I pre-ordered that with the, there's two for £80 vouchers.
Yeah, the Bowser's Inside Story bit as well.
That's it,
yeah. Inside Story, Bowser's Fury?
Bowser's Fury, that's it, yeah. So that's coming. So that probably will, I'll see how she gets on with that. See if I can get to play it. She probably won't play that, but that's coming, so I won't rush to get it, but I will definitely get it at some point because it sounds.
The thing is, though, I wouldn't say it's a difficult game. I can certainly say that when me and my other half have gone through the levels, we haven't really found it particularly difficult. There are some more challenging levels, and it does get more challenging to get all the collectibles. But that's not something you have to do. Like, you and your wife could play through the entire game cooperatively just to get to the end. And then if your wife is like, right, I played the game to the end, the other stuff is too challenging for me, I want to drop out, you can carry on playing on your own then to get the collectibles that if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's pretty much what would happen.
One thing you have to do though
scenario
is you both have to collect the collectibles. I noticed today, I was like looking at my other half's stuff and I was like, why have I got so much more stuff than you? And I realized it's like stuff I'd collected, only I had it. I think you both have to collect it, which is strange because once you collect it, it disappears. So I'm not sure. I have to double check that to make sure.
Oh god! So does it mean like say your missus collects something off to the side of the screen? That means she gets it and you don't. Does it work?
That's the thing. That's what I noticed today. But I'm gonna have to double check by jumping on. Maybe jump on with like one of the kids or something. Like jump on with one of the kids on another one of the kids' profiles. Both do the first level, say, only let the child collect stuff and see if both get it.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting.
To make sure, because otherwise you'd have to do the level. Then again, it's only when I say you have to collect things, I mean you have to collect the, like if it's a, say like a different skin for your Sackboy. It's not like if this the 5 blue orbs you need to collect, up to 5 I think it is, they will count for both of you. If you get a gold trophy, it will count for both of you. And stuff like that. It's just, it may be the specific Sackboy outfit stuff. But I could be wrong, because it wasn't like that in the older game. I don't think. I think one of you collected, both of you got it. And it is up to 4 players, and it's drop in, drop out as well. So,
we've both got very fond memories of that first game in particular. We've both played through all of them. The co-op we just found it was too frustrating. Well, particularly for her, and the classic being, when you're sharing lives, she'd die twice, and then I'd die, and then it'd be like she'd be the last person alive, and she'd just be, oh, I can't, can't take the pressure if I die. So it doesn't matter. We'll just go back to the checkpoint. Doesn't matter. So no, you do it. So I end up taking the pad and. Yeah. So a lot of it, but the first one in particular seemed a lot more forgiving and almost whimsical. It was just, when I think of that game, I think of a lot more. Just it's a lot more fun and open and
I
charming.
think from what I remember, it's been a long time since I played Little Big Planet. I remember the later levels in the game being really hard in comparison to what any of the levels have been like in this.
Yeah, they were, weren't they? I remember. Oh god, yeah, there's all the electrified floor and things, and because they didn't have much going on outside of sponges to grab hold of and move.
Well,
You
in this, there's electrified floors, like the toxic level I was on about. There's electric floor, but obviously, like it's a 3D kind of thing. So it's like, say 10 squares in a big square, and what you do is there's 2 electrified tiles, and they go with the beat, so they move with the beat of the music around the floor,
okay.
like. So I don't think it ever gets to the point where you have to go through a freaking little tunnel and be careful not to touch a single thing, or you will explode in fiery glory.
I hate that stuff. Yeah, it's frustrating very quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it sounds really nice. I mean, when I think back of the first game, the first thing I think of is the classic. Like I think it's the Go team. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, that whatever that one was. It's called Go.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah, I just love. I just love it. I'd happily stick that on now if it still had it. Yeah. Yeah, we both love that. So is it that kind of feeling in this new one? Then is it that sort of happy place to be? I suppose.
Yeah, it is. The only times I find that is like frustrating is during the challenges when you're trying to get a gold, because they are hard, because they trials, they like, I don't know. But the levels themselves, we just had a good time playing it, to be honest. Had fun.
Oh, great.
On the laugh, like. That's what we had anyway. Good times. Thinking about it, I think Little Big Planet 1 and 2 we really enjoyed. Little Big Planet 3, even though they added more sack creatures, we didn't get into that one as much. But this one I think is made by the same people, Sumo Digital, from, I don't know, Liverpool or something. And
I like the third one.
Awesome.
I like the third one. It was it was more focused on big themed levels, and there's some like cool music stuff. And yeah, I thought the other characters got on my nerves a bit. They're all right. It was just a bit.
But in this, there are characters in the game in the sense of there's obviously the 4 sack boys that you can play as. And I don't mean you pick between 4, I mean there's play 1, play 2, play 3, play 4. Then there's the main villain, Vex. And then there's one person you see quite regularly throughout, another person you see occasionally, and then there's like one person who speaks to you when you move to each world, because there's like say 5 levels to the first world, 5 levels, it's not 5, it's more than that, but it's 5 to each world kind of thing. And you're basically like, you'll do your levels, do the boss, go in your ship and fly to the next area and do the next load of levels. So it's basically like Mario 3D World.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like just the sort of thing I'd love, even if she ends up not really liking playing it. I know I'll play it start to finish and probably get everything, because I get obsessive about collecting stuff.
Yeah.
Games like that, so I know I'll end up doing it. So I'll definitely keep an eye out. I mean, it seems like the kind of game that might, where some shop like Shop2 or something might just go £20 off for the next 3 days or something. And it seems like the kind of game that might happen to. So I'll keep a close eye on it.
I definitely would. Like I said, it's the most fun I've had on the console so far. Even Astro Bot, I loved that, but I've had so much more fun with, like, it doesn't do anything. Astro Bot showcases the controller and stuff, whereas Sackboy doesn't. It's just a very good game.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got it. I was thinking about buying this because I grabbed it off the shop. I did. I downloaded it on the PlayStation 5. was like, oh, shall I bother? It's pretty pricey. And I thought, no, I'm fucking caring. I know I know me and the missus are gonna have a lot of fun with this. I'm just grabbing it, and I just did. And then I was like, oh, look what I got the next day. And then it's like, oh, do you fancy? And then like showed her, didn't put the game on. Then a couple of hours, I was like, oh, do you fancy playing that game? And I was like, yeah. This
Excellent.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll
It
look
was
out for it.
indeed a good game. This is the Game of the Year thread.
I had to. It says GRcade's Game of the Year awards results. I just put awards. I put awards in and it popped up. I'd forgotten what I apart from the ones that are in best sound, which I haven't played. I've played all the other ones, and I couldn't agree more on all of them.
Well, I am looking for the thread a second time. Awards.
Actually, saying that's bollocks. The actual Game of the Year I haven't played at all.
Right,
But,
best graphics we've got Last of Us Part 2. I haven't played it. Runners up was Demon's Souls and Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't played either of them either. So
I played Last of Us and Demon's Souls. Yeah, Last of Us Part 2 looks phenomenal, especially considering it's running on the previous gen hardware. It looks fantastic. I mean, Demon's Souls looks great. It's like borderline CG in some places, but I think Last of Us, because of its scope and what it's doing with it, even though it looks amazing anyway, I think you have to give it to that for just the sheer.
I really need to get The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah,
I've got it, but I just haven't played it. I'm trying to finish a few games and then move on. And I have actually finished a few games this year, for once.
Yeah, you need it's a long game, so you need a good 40 hours to play that.
We've got Last of Us Part 2, Demon's Souls and Cyberpunk. These are the games that are in the list, even though those were winners of this category. They are 3 games I haven't played. Then we have Streets of Rage 4 and Doom Eternal. I've played Streets of Rage 4. That's one of the games in these lists I played. I didn't vote on any of these this year, simply because I was like, I can't even remember what games I have played this year.
Yeah.
that were from this year. It does, especially when you're playing like a lot of retro stuff, or you're playing stuff from previous year, because like I always say, there's too many games.
That's what I'm finding when someone says, what was your game of the year? And I think, oh, Xenoblade Chronicles. And you think, well, yeah, it was a re-release for the Switch, but that's like a 7 or 8 year old game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or you might say, oh, God of War is the best game I played. And it's like, well, that's 4 years old now. Well, it's hard to actually mentally pin down what actually came out this year.
Yeah.
I've not played either Streets of Rage 4 or Doom Eternal, but I've heard nothing but good things about Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage 4 is great. I personally prefer River City Girls to Streets of Rage 4, but they are different games. Like Streets of Rage 4 is just a pure classic old school fucking side-scrolling brawler, whereas River City Girls is the same kind of thing, but it has RPG elements and stuff. It's a bit more to it, and I don't mean that it's like, oh, Streets of Rage is dumbed down because there's a bit more to. I just mean that like they are very different approaches to the same genre of game, and both of them are very, 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 very good.
Did you do one of your review videos on that? Because that rings a bell. Like is it like a beat 'em up that's it's got a little sort of like talky bits in it?
No, I don't think I did a review on it. Don't think so. I honestly don't. No, I think the games I've reviewed I can't even remember. Night in the Woods is one of them. Remember that one? Night in the Woods, awesome, by the way. Have you played Night in the Woods?
I have it now. Remember, it was free on Epic Games like a week or two ago, wasn't it? So I have it now. I haven't started it yet, but I will do it at some point. How long is it?
I can't remember. I think I played it over 3 streams, maybe. I think it's probably 10 hours, maybe. Probably less than that. I'm probably going over the top there, but
Okay.
if I go over, a bit over, say 10 hours, if it turns out to be less, then you've saved yourself some time.
I wonder if you could play. I know it's an Epic, but I wonder if is it the sort of thing you think you could play via Steam Link? Because we sometimes put if a PC game isn't too intensive, we probably stream it down to the telly and play it with my Steam controller. So I wonder, is it like point and clicky?
No. It's like a platformy kind of game.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, maybe not.
Yeah, it's kind of a platformy kind of game. Best multiplayer game, Fall Guys. I have played Fall Guys, and I also played the run of Animal Crossing. I love both. I can't say a bad word about either. I guess you could say, oh, the microtransactions in Fall Guys is not great, but I don't buy any of them. So for me, it doesn't affect me. It obviously affects people who have issues with buying stuff. But I thoroughly enjoyed season 1. I just didn't play it enough in the end, and I haven't played it for a while. I didn't play any of season 2 or season 3.
No, I got PlayStation Plus. I renewed my PlayStation Plus to play it because I heard everyone was going nuts over it after a couple of days. Installed it, played it pretty obsessively for maybe 3 days, and never touched it again. But so maybe I only probably put about like, I don't know, I won a couple of shows, they call them, don't they? I won a couple of crowns, and
But the thing is,
enjoyed my time with it, but I never went back to it. But what I did play, I really enjoyed it. I'm really not into that kind of thing, so I did enjoy it. But I'm not going to sit there and put 50 hours into it every
no, I can
month.
get behind that. For me, it's just when I play multiplayer games, I like playing them with people, like either in the same room or over Discord, having a laugh whilst playing them. Playing a multiplayer game with just 50 other random people, I just don't. I don't like playing multiplayer stuff by myself with a load of strangers.
That's exactly
who I
it.
don't speak to.
That's why I don't play either. I played with one of my mates. So we were chatting. We played an evening together. So it's pretty cool. So while you're with these randoms, egging each other on, and if one of you falls out, encouraging the other person. And that's when I got my first win. Was he's watching me? He's like, "Go on, yes!" And I finally got the crown thing. But I think I also played with a couple of people off the forum for a few hours once, and that was really good fun as well. But when it's just randoms, it gets on your nerves in the end because you just bugger off. If people are grabbing hold of you and pulling you off just for the when people all bunch up at the end. I don't know why people do that, but they all bunch up and then take turns to try and go over the line and things. So I enjoyed with the people I know. I enjoyed those sessions far more, as you'd expect. But I didn't feel compelled to then play it religiously.
We've also got Animal Crossing. Did you get Animal Crossing? I can't remember.
I did, yeah. That was I think everyone got that in the first lockdown.
Were you the same as me? Played it pretty much avidly for a couple of months and then just stopped.
Yeah, that was exactly. I was obsessive with it. Like on my lunch break, switch straight on. Checking what I've got. Sometimes just have it little going on my desk. Just have people visiting my island while I'm doing stuff. I just set off to the side. Like couldn't get enough of it. Morning, lunch, evening, and then one day I was just like, no. Just stopped. It wasn't even like I was sick of it. I just I'm not interested now.
It's just stop. Don't even think about it. It's just like gone. Though I did for my birthday, admittedly, jump on and get my little party. Jumped on my birthday.
It's funny. It's like I know a few people who've done that. A few people I know did the same. But it was like one of those things. I think everyone. It was the kind of game I needed then. When we didn't know what was really going on. I think it was like comfort gaming, wasn't it? It was really it was a nice thing to be playing.
It was a shame that it was delayed so much, but I think because of obviously the lockdown and everything, and with the pandemic, that the best thing that happened was the delay. It came out at the perfect time for so many people. They couldn't go out, so this was like, even though it can't replicate the feeling of being out with your friends and stuff, it kind of give you the same kind of, I don't know, warmth, I guess, of actually being able to do things other than just sit there looking at the TV. scratching your ass.
It was nice, like just a little like collecting things and fishing and digging for things. But yeah, it was the exact kind of thing I fancied. I don't think I'd have bothered buying that if it wasn't for what was going on, because I saw how many people were enjoying it on the forum. There's like 20 or 30 people were loving it. I just thought, do you know what? That actually sounds like just the kind of thing I need. And if I don't like it, I don't like it. But I did. But then I just, again, I won't play the same game for years.
Yeah,
I'll just have a nice big session. I'll probably put, I don't know, 80 hours into it or something like that. And just, I've had a good time with it, but I'm not going to keep going back and back and back.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. But it's definitely the game that people needed that last year. For a lot of people who like games, especially games you can just chill out, and it's got no, like, it's just such a relaxed game. Like, even if you like playing through Mario, it can be frustrating at times or stuff like that. I think because it's such a relaxing game, it helped a lot of people just relax, if that makes sense. So many people were stressed with the lockdown. I mean, I didn't care. I was like, oh, cool, I've got an excuse not to leave my house now.
It's definitely nice to put something on. I think I said to my wife at the time, she's like, oh, what are you playing? I said, well, you just kind of go around and just do stuff. It was just nice, and then every now and then something would open up, like the museum would start. Oh, cool. Because I know nothing about the series. I wasn't expecting any things like that. And then, you can go off to other islands. Oh, this is cool. And just no stress. The worst that would happen, my net broke. Oh, well, I'll go get some sticks. That's the worst you've got to contend with, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Indie game, Hades. Haven't played it.
I got it recently.
So many. I bought it months back. I bought it months and months ago on Epic Store. It was on offer, like $15.99. I had a £10 voucher. I thought, ooh, I'll buy a Hades, and I just haven't played it.
I don't know, because everyone's raving about it. I can see why people really, really like it, but I haven't really got into it that much. Whereas Dead Cells, just obsessive with that.
Yeah.
The only reason I stopped playing that is because I really did hit a wall. I'd finished the game and unlocked what's effectively a new game plus, which is substantially harder. And it's like, well, it's just past my skill level. I'm not going to be able to get very far in it. But I prefer Dead Cells. But reading the forum thing on Hades, it seems like I've almost, because you can spec your character. Every time there's more progression in it. Every time you do a run, you collect materials, and there's always a little bit you can unlock to help yourself. But it sounds like I skipped on an upgrade because it didn't sound like it'd do much good. But actually, it's one of the most beneficial things you can have, and you can respec quite easily. So next time I play, I'm just going to reset all my stuff and spec myself differently because it is good.
Yeah, it looked good. I remember when it was first announced. I think we did maybe we even did a Twitchcast at the time. Me and whoever was about when it was first announced. I say me and whoever's about because it was probably me and Doom or Doom on his own, or something like that, because it was like announced years ago. And I remember, I think it was announced on I can't remember what it was announced on, but I remember being asked, made by, because it came up like, people who made Bastion and stuff. And I was like, oh, every game I've played by them I've really enjoyed, so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I've not played it. It's the same as the people who did Castle Crashers, Alien Hominid, what's it called, Battle Block Theatre. They made a new game. I forgot what it was called now, and I remember buying it when it was in early access, and that was years ago, and I still to this day haven't played it, and I fucking love their games. They're fun. They're great games. Still haven't played it.
It's annoying when you do that, isn't it? You think it'd be like the Steam World people. It's like anything by then, I know I'm going to like it. So why haven't I bought their latest one? I know. So just why am I not buying it? Or even worse, why would I buy it and then not play it? Yeah.
What's the newest game?
There's the Quest, Steam World Quest, which is like a card-based RPG.
Yeah. Yeah, that does look good. I know, we weird people, man. Most anticipated game in 2021. Obviously, this is an assumption, and this is going to be The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild 2. I don't know if that's. Zelda is my favorite game series, so Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 is probably my most anticipated game because of that. The issue is while everyone adored the fact that you can go anyway and there was no limits and all that, I prefer normal Zelda games with actual, limits on things, and you get your items and learn new things at the time, not get everything from the start and just do what you want. I like having dungeons, I like having proper progression. Don't get me wrong, I loved Breath of the Wild, but it's definitely not my favorite Zelda.
It's, I've played through it nearly twice now, and I yearn for proper dungeons. I mean, if you could have that game exactly as it is, but have, I don't know, say 10 or even say 10 proper dungeons in it that you get to through a logical point in the story, that drives you forward. It's not just you stumble on them and do them. You get to them through the means of the story, and the other stuff wandering around is stuff you find. So there's a set point where halfway through the game you're going to have this new item or ability. Perfect. It would be perfect for me. It's funny because Zelda's such a known quality that I'm almost not looking forward to it, because I know it's it's not. There's no question of it being something I know I'm going to love, so I'm almost just not even thinking about it, because a Zelda game's coming out and it's going to be brilliant, which is weird. It's just strange. It's just because I know it's not like the new Gran Turismo. It's like, is it going to be the same boring shit they've done for the last 5 games, or is it actually going to be good? I'm sort of looking forward to this, whereas Zelda, I know it's going to be good. Of course it is. Yeah,
no, I agree. I can't argue with that. We've had a few chats on you. I can't remember altogether who's talked about it, but we've had quite a few chats about Zelda, and one of the things I think it was Januel was talking about is the risk reward in the game. It's like there's bokoblin camps and moblins and so on and so forth, but because you can take on the camp and you get a rupee or something, or a breakable item, there's no real reason to go into these camps and take out the stuff. You can just go past them. I can completely see that. There's no real incentive for you to do a lot of the things, other than just because you want to.
I can't remember. This must have been I think it might have been you two were chatting. Actually, I don't think I was on that one with you. But I completely agree when I've listened to it, because you get that in some other games as well, where you start looking at things like take Oblivion, which I don't know if you played Oblivion or Morrowind. You've probably played.
I played Oblivion and Skyrim, and the first hour of Morrowind.
Morrowind was the first one I played, and every single thing in that game was hand placed. So if you went into a cave, there was everything in those chests that were in that cave had been put there by somebody. So there's a very, you wouldn't know what you're going to get. Like, you'd stumble in there, somebody might have hidden a sword propped up against a door frame behind a rock or something. So every single thing was worth, you wouldn't dare not go in somewhere, because there'd be something, there's a good chance there'd be something or a key hidden somewhere that you'd need somewhere else. And whereas Oblivion, you went into it and everything was randomly generated, and there'd be a coin, a bone, and a plate. And it's that kind of thing with Zelda, where you shouldn't ever want to pass up seeing a camp. It's like, what's going to be in there? Is there going to be something? There should be rarities, some sort of rarity that you can only get from these places in there. There should be something, not like a Ubisoft bloody MacGuffin collectible shit, but something in there that's a real benefit to you. A potion that you can only get somewhere, a real incentive to go in there, because like you say, you beat a load of silver and the hard enemies later in the game. You waste half your weapons breaking on them, loads of your arrows, loads of your potions, and then that chest unlocks and you open it and it's like 20 rupees. And you do that enough, you just think, I'm not going to bother.
Exactly.
It's never going to be any good, which is a shame, because they can be really nice. You can approach them in so many ways. They can be really good fun.
There you go. The runner-ups. This is runner-ups, but runner-up is God of War Ragnarok, which I don't even know if it's a thing. But with God of War, I've yet to play it.
It's fantastic, which is my favourite word for this sort of thing. It's so good. But it's another one. I know if it's a sequel to that game, which of course it probably is, going by the titling, then I know it's another. I know it's going to be great. So I'm almost not looking forward to it. As and when that arrives, I'll get excited when I've ordered it. I'd be more excited about what's the new Metroid going to be.
Oh.
That's the sort of thing which gets.
I think that's probably not in simply because people are not expecting it for another 3 years.
Yeah, if at all, it's like it sounds very troubled.
It does, and it's very rare you have a troubled game turn out to be good.
Yeah,
especially one that's been delayed and then had a completely new team put on it.
Yeah, it's not good.
We've got Game of the Year, which is Ghost of Tsushima, or Tsushima. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I haven't played it.
I haven't played it. I don't even know what type of game it is.
It is a open world game, I believe, and I think it's like I've viewed it as being like a cross between Sekiro and a few other games. Like you can play the game very stealthy, you can go all out brawling and stuff. It's meant to be very, very good. I was even watching a Jim Sterling video the other day, and I think it was in his top 5 best games of the year or something.
Oh, cool. Okay. So some of that box art, there's something about that logo makes me think of like science fiction-y.
I don't know if it is. I know nothing about it. I know it's made by the people who did Injustice, I believe. Not Injustice. Fuck am I talking about? Why did I say Injustice? I think it's made by the people who did the game Infamous.
Oh, okay.
Infamous 2 and Infamous...
okay.
Second Son? Second Son.
Second Son, and then there was Last Light, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I still haven't played Second Son.
Second Son, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. But that's just me. I don't think I've played Last Light though, which I think is a spin-off kind of DLC thing for someone.
I played that one. It was free on Plus once, and then Second Son came on Plus quite a long time later. But I had so much to play that I just forgot about it completely. So I think that's on the Instant Game Collection, isn't it?
Well, I think it is. I think God of War is. So I'm going to download that at some point and play it. Only because I can't find my disc.
Don't miss out on that one. That's you really should play that one.
While I know I don't have to play the other God of War games, I want to play the other God of War games, all of them, before playing it, and that's my issue. I think that's my issue with a lot of games. It's like, I don't want to jump in halfway through, even if they're not linked. I'm like, I don't want to go back to the older games after doing the newest one, simply because it's like, it could be like, obviously with God of War it's different because it's like a different style of game. Like even gameplay wise, looking from what I've seen, it looks like a completely different style of game.
Yeah, it's totally different.
So like sometimes it's like, let's go back to this game. It's very archaic, and there's a lot of quality of life improvements that are not there and stuff like that. And then you go back and you don't enjoy it as much. I'd rather try and play the older ones and then work my way up. So I might have to just do that on my own time as quick as I can.
Yeah, I definitely because I haven't played God of War 3. Excuse me. I haven't played God of War 3, and I believe that was the last main story one. And I know the opening of the God of War is referencing whatever happened in it, so that was lost on me. So you will get a bit more. You will get something out of it, sort of lore-wise, definitely, by playing the old ones. I mean.
Yeah. Well, that's my plan anyway. I'd rather not skip anything. I'm weird like that.
No, I do the same as like Mass Effect. I got given Mass Effect Andromeda when it first came out. Someone gave me a promo copy of it, and I know great things anyway. But I really want to play the other ones. So it's like I'd never opened it.
I think Mass Effect 3 gets an unfair rap. Most people will be like, yeah, Mass Effect 3 is shit. That's bollocks. Mass Effect 3 is a good game, right? No matter Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Andromeda I played of it just seemed a bit lackluster. It seemed like to me, a boring Mass Effect game. But Mass Effect 3, it does tie up like certain story plot points and things like that. But because of the last, say, half hour and certain things that happen, it kind of makes everything you've done kind of irrelevant. Like, not irrelevant, but it kind of does, because this could have been dealt with like in the very first game if the way they went with it and like certain things. And I just thought that was bad. That ending just made it feel like kind of pointless, I guess. But at the same time, the journey to that point, going through all 3 games, is fucking great. It's just that last hour. New.
I say, like, yeah. So to your point, then there's like I haven't played any of them, and knowing that, but then there's also knowing that there's 3 full-on RPGs I need to play.
The good thing is the RPG elements are lessened in 2 and 3 compared to 1. Like 1 is gonna probably be one which will have the most RPG stuff to do. And the good thing is you don't have to worry about doing everything in Mass Effect 1, because it's like I liked a lot of aspects of it, but I think for that one, for most people, the hardest to stick with because of certain mechanics in the game, which are improved in the sequel, and obviously some things are just changed in the sequels. One thing I was disappointed that they changed from the first game to the second is in the first game, all the weapons, none of them needed ammo, because they all ran on a certain kind of, I don't know, energy or something. I can't remember exactly. And in the second game, they changed it so that you had to get ammo. I was like, why?
Yeah, just for the sake of introducing something to do, probably. It sounds like, anyway.
Daft, man. But yeah, it's definitely worth playing through Mass Effect 1 to 3. And they are big RPGs to go through. But you don't have to do everything. Just, I would say do as much stuff as you want till you get to the point where you're like, right, I just want to crack on with the story and then crack on with the story. That's what I would do.
Oh, there's some good timing for you.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry I'm late. How you doing?
We are doing well. How are you doing, Cora?
I'm alright. I'm ready for some top quality banter.
Well, Victor is going to be leaving any minute now because it's
I'm a top quality poo, thank you.
Do a mailbag? What's...
No, Victor always leaves at 10 o'clock for his 10 o'clock poop. I did tell him that he'd had to have 11 o'clock poop tonight, but he wasn't having it.
No.
Oh, man.
My colon will not wait.
Nope.
Fair enough.
Oh, you silly people.
Yeah, I shall leave now anyway, but yeah, nice talking to you again.
Yeah, and you. Thank you for the entertaining chat. Now me and Cora are going to talk sex talk.
Well, hours, literally hours.
Get some Barry White going.
Why not? I've got this open. I'll change the music now.
Right, I'm going to go now, so I shall see you later.
Alright, catch you later, Victor. See you later, dude. Have a good one, man. So, Cora, we were talking about the Game of the Year stuff that was on GRcade. I've talked a few the games with you before. But I was going to say, have you played Ghost of Tsushima? You've got a PlayStation 4, though.
No, I haven't played it. I've watched a few people play through it on stream and Twitch and stuff like that, you and a couple other folks, and it looks really, really strong. I
have played Ghost of Tsushima.
You've
seen me play Sekiro, probably.
Oh, Sekiro, sorry. I'm getting confused then. In that case, no, I haven't seen anyone play Ghosts of Tsushima. Yeah, Ghosts of Tsushima.
Yeah, well, I was just wondering what you what thoughts may have been on the GRcade Game of the Year. You know.
I mean, my vote for it went to Doom Eternal because I loved it. I thought it was absolutely outstanding. But I'm just jumping into the thread actually to see what the chat was about it.
Well, Doom Eternal was the runner-up for certain things, but I don't think it was the runner-up for Game of the Year. I think was Last of Us Part 2.
Like, I've not really seen that much of it, but the thing that's kind of left a sour taste in my mouth about Last of Us 2 is the kind of way that they were campaigning against Hades in the Game Awards. It just kind of came across like,
What?
oh yeah, did you not see the kind of the differences that were highlighted between the way that they both campaign? Like, they were both up for Game of the Year, I think. Hades and Last of Us 2.
I didn't realise Hades. I haven't played in Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2, I will get to it, and I will Hades. I've got both. So
yeah, I'm the same. I'll get round to Last of Us 2 when I get a PS5 eventually and get it back compatible. But you know, that way it just kind of. I think Thomas actually kind of made a post in the thread that touched on it a little bit.
yeah.
Because the post was like best game called Hades, and then the winner was The Last of Us 2.
That's what it was
Yeah,
about. I didn't realise you were taking the piss there.
There was
Silly
just
me.
something that, like, I don't think they did anything specifically wrong in the campaign, but you know, that way it felt there was a post from the lead director or creative director or whoever it is of Naughty Dog,
Yeah.
and it was quite kind of. It wasn't a particularly nice post, I don't think. And then there was a post from the Hades guys like, "Thank you, fans, so much for getting us to this place. We love you so much," and so on and so forth.
Speaking of the
and,
Game
you know,
Awards,
kind of left a bad taste in the mouth.
yeah, that's fair enough. I didn't realise. But speaking of the Game Awards, I wanted to ask Victor this as well, but he's not here. What are your thoughts on obviously the Game Awards now, not like GRcade and the actual Game Awards, the big massive Game Awards that are like, you know, the top tier of gaming, I guess. What do you think of them giving an award to a 2-year-old game, a game that came out in 2018 as best multiplayer game, which was Among Us?
They gave that the best mobile game as well, I think.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
I understand that it's gained popularity this year, but it's not a 2020 game, it's a 2018 game.
I know, and they have a specific. Did they not realize it was that's what I'm wondering. I wonder if they put it in there as a nominated game, thinking it came out this year because of how popular it became, and then afterwards, people said, right, it's like they must have realized, and they thought, well, it's too late to back out now. We've already got it in. You're like,
it's a fan vote, isn't it? The Game Awards. Like,
I think it's a fan and a committee.
Right. Okay.
I think there's like a committee and fans.
Right. Because obviously I think we're going to be biased about it because Mockmaster and Fall Guys and stuff like that, but I genuinely think Fall Guys is a more comprehensive. Like, I've played more of Among Us, but I think Fall Guys is a technically better multiplayer game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I can get behind it. Thing is like at the end of the day, like I love Among Us. I was playing it a lot at one point. I played it yesterday. And I haven't played Fall Guys for ages because people are not playing it, so I'm not jumping into games to play it, which is a shame because I really enjoy it. I was saying the same to Victor now about Fall Guys, about not playing it because I'm not playing it with people I will jump in the chat to and have a chat with while playing it. Whether or not Fall Guys is a better game than Among Us is irrelevant because it should have been up for an award. But he's 2 years old.
I do agree with that, to be honest with you. I think that's...
And that's not to say, like, they don't deserve an award for multiplayer, like indie multiplayer, or whatever it was the award was. Like, but they should have got that award 2 years ago when the game came out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't turn around and say, right, the game of the year this year is Breath of the Wild. Because it came out many years ago.
I'm just looking at the rest of the winners. Like, Among Us won 2 awards. That is.
Yeah, I think it won
insane.
mobile and multiplayer. Didn't it?
Best mobile game.
If anything, it should have got like instead of like best multiplayer or best mobile game, it should have been like best. I can't remember what the award is, but it's basically like the best continued support.
Yeah.
I think that's what the award is. I think that went to Fortnite, maybe.
Fall Guys support, yeah.
Basically, it goes. I think it's basically the games that were not out this year. It's like No Man's Sky was in it. You know, it came out, it was quite rocky. And No Man's Sky won it, actually. Yeah, No Man's Sky won it.
Yeah, No Man's Sky won that.
Yeah.
And then Fall Guys won the Community Support Award, which I don't really know. I assume that just means content from developers.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand why it was nominated. I think that when it was nominated, they didn't realize it wasn't a new game, and I think they didn't want to back out from it.
I think you're right. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Which is awful considering I believe everyone on the panel for the Game Awards is directly involved with video games, whether they are journalists or something like that. Like, I remember listening to Easy Allies before, but I'm pretty sure he said he used to, or he may still be a part of, he was part of the, like the judgy thing for the Game Awards one year.
So I'm just having a look, right?
Liam Chad said, to be fair, Among Us explored in popularity this year, more culturally significant this year 20. That is true, but it shouldn't be up for an award for this year for multiplayer when it didn't come out this year.
Yeah, because
if anything, it should have been in the award category for continued support, just like No Man's Sky. That didn't get an award for best game, best multiplayer game or anything. It got best continued support.
I'm just looking at the how our nominees selected. So there's actually a thing on the website that says how they're selected.
Yeah, they're supposed to be selected between December the something, like if it comes out from December the 24th to December the 24th, something like that.
It does not now have a date on it. But no, right. Games eligible for the Game Awards this year must be available for public consumption on or before November 2020. Titles that are released after this date will be eligible for the Game Awards ceremony in 2021. Similarly, games that were released in December 2019 are first eligible for this year's awards.
And it was released in 2018.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily preclude... To be fair, the way that they've worded that doesn't necessarily preclude older games from being nominated in later years' awards. It just says games that were released in December 2019 are first eligible. So the first year that they are eligible to be awarded in is 2020. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't be nominated in 2021 or 2022 or whatever.
Yeah, but doesn't it say that if it's released after a certain date that it can't be nominated that year?
Doesn't say that on
they've basically written it in a way to include that game, and at the end of the day, it's understandable why they say first, because they've got awards like continued support.
Yeah, but it also it kind of acts as a loophole, doesn't it? So like, I don't think they should have nominated. I don't think they should have nominated Among Us. I think that out of fairness, like Among Us had its chance in 2019, and by that logic, you could be nominating like Halo 3.
Yeah.
For the best multiplayer award. 12 years later. But
well, that's the thing. I think if it ever comes to the point where people want to nominate stuff, I think people should nominate games from years ago. And be like, well, if you're going to be stupid and nominate games yourselves from 2 years ago, then I think everyone should be able to nominate games from several years ago. Game of the Year, Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time. Even though I prefer Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. It'll get more traction than Majora's Mask.
That's what you open up for.
It's daft. It's it's not the Game of the Year Awards 2020. It's Game of the Year Awards at some point in 2010 to 20.
At some point in the last 40 years, it becomes, doesn't it? Like,
it's dumb. I genuinely reckon, like I said, they fucked up. Unless it came out on PC this year, which is fair enough. But I think it's been out on PC since the same time as phone. I just think it was free on your phone as a demo.
Yeah.
Because it was considered a demo, wasn't it? But it's exactly the same, I think. Yeah. Ah, well. Anyway, I stand by my view of it shouldn't have been nominated for the things it was nominated for, because it wasn't a game that came out in the December 2019 to November 2020 time frame.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I like cricking Majora's Mask as king. I would agree with that, to be honest. I would vote for Majora's Mask in just about any competition it ever turned up in. Wonderful game.
Best graphics.
Majora's Mask.
Best story.
Majora's Mask.
Best gunplay.
Perfect to Majora's Mask.
I like how you let that slip. Best voice acting. Majora's Mask.
I wonder, the voice acting in Majora's Mask is phenomenal. It's basically just grunts and
but it's not annoying like Banjo-Kazooie. Ooh, yeah. I can't stand it in Banjo-Kazooie. I can't play the game because of it.
Drumstick sometimes listens to this, I think, on the VOD. And he'll probably drop a bollock when he hears that. He'll be very upset with you.
Look, I'm not saying the game is bad. I just don't like that. I just can't. I can't do it. Basically, what I need is I need to get someone to mod out the sound effects for the people speaking, and just have like text noises come up instead, as if it's or no noise, and then I'll just play through the entire game. I haven't got a problem with the game. I got a problem with that specific. No, fuck off with that noise. Isn't there annoying? See? Isn't there annoying? I was doing the noises. Aren't you getting annoyed?
Not hugely.
Still getting annoyed a little. There you go. Point proven.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So, how was your Christmas? Me and Victor talked about ours a little bit, and obviously you weren't here at the time. So, how was yours?
That was all right. But got a lot of crap games kind of played, and I got one particularly good one out of the way as well. So I can't really
Which one?
complain. Link's Awakening, which I got through for the first time in like the best part of 25 years.
Link's Awakening is a very good game, in my opinion. I prefer Link to the Past. I can understand why people prefer Link's Awakening, and I'm not going to tell them they're wrong. I'm just going to say I disagree. I wouldn't say you're wrong. If they turn around and say Ocarina of Time is better than Link to the Past, then I will tell them they're wrong, because Ocarina of Time is just a 3D version of Link to the Past.
I can understand why people prefer Ocarina of Time.
I'm just messing around time. Just messing around.
I am. I mean, you probably know I'm pretty clearly in the Link to the Past camp.
Yeah.
Because I play it on an almost constant basis. But like, I think that the Link's Awakening remake, I would genuinely like to see a lot more of the 2D Zeldas remade in that style. Even Link to the Past would probably would look good like that.
Cricken says Link Between Worlds is better. If you say otherwise, you are wrong. I'm not saying anything then. Can't be told I'm wrong then.
Cricken, I respectfully disagree. I'd say that I've not actually played a Link Between Worlds.
Can I ask you a question? And Cricken in chat can answer. Are Lion bars the best chocolate bars?
No, not even close.
Thank you. Screw you, Lee, if you're still there.
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I enjoyed them.
Oh, Lee is still here. He's not happy.
Is he a big Lion Bar fan?
Yep. He gave me shit yesterday, tell me how I'm wrong because I said, nah, man. Report this channel for offensive content.
They're not for me. They're not for me at all.
I don't mind. I think they're alright. I like them, but I wouldn't. I would rather have a Snickers. I'd rather have a Crunchy. I'd rather, you know, put Nutella on my wiener and lick it off. You know, that kind of thing. But
I don't know if I go that far, but Lion Bars are not. They're not nice. They're...
I don't mind them. It's just wafer and caramel and something in a.
I think they've got nuts in them. That's the problem for me.
I haven't got a problem with nuts. I love Snickers. They got nuts in them. I don't like peanuts in general. And I don't like a lot of nutty things. Like I can't stand peanut butter. But for some reason, Snickers and peanut M&Ms, I love them.
Well, here's the big question. How would you rank celebrations?
Oh, where's my box of celebrations so I can remember what's in there exactly?
This is important stuff, by the way. I judge people based on their rankings of celebrations.
Right. Celebrations. No, not definition of celebrations. Confectionery.
Hold on, I've actually got a list somewhere.
Yeah, I've got a list here. Whew. Right, we have Maltesers, Teaser, Mars, Bounty, Milky Way, Snickers, Galaxy Caramel, Twix.
Yep.
We also used to have Galaxy Truffle and Topic.
Right, so only the ones that currently exist.
Right, 1 second. Let's have a look. Maltesers, Mars, Bounty, Milky Way, Snickers, Galaxy Caramel, Twix. For me personally, Maltesers is my favourite out of them all.
Acceptable.
Then I would likely go for Galaxy?
Literally
or Galaxy Caramel.
Literally everyone I have asked this question to goes for a top 2 of Maltesers and Galaxy Caramel.
Then,
so
I would probably go Maltesers, Galaxy Caramel, Galaxy.
Yeah.
Snickers, Milky Way, Bounty. Bounties are fucking nasty. Twix would go above
I
Bounty
went
as
the
well.
other way. See, I go Bounty, Twix, Milky Way, Mars Bar, Snickers, and then like arrows. Would rather eat the paper, and more arrows, and then Snickers.
I love Snickers.
Oh,
I can't stand Bounty. I can't eat it. It is
you're
fucking.
Not a coconut man.
It is revolting.
I love Bounties.
I prefer Galaxy 2 as well, quick. I just thought I prefer Galaxy 2. Well, to be fair, so do I.
It took me a second, but I understood that reference.
Yeah, Galaxy is definitely a nice one. I don't like Bounty, I never have.
I don't know, like, I've always liked a good Bounty, but the wee ones are much worse than the big ones.
I've just never liked them. I also, Galaxy Caramel, Caramel, the Disney one? The Dairy Milk one? The caramel in that's nasty and used to be really nice.
Yeah, it's not nice anymore.
Yeah. Me and Lee were talking about them yesterday, actually. We were also, I was also talking, having fun. I was saying, isn't it strange how a lot of people are like, oh, dude, look at that weird guy there enjoying anime and not enjoying anime, but like, oh, thinking that anime character's sexy. Oh, it's disgusting. And then I remember reading like Games Radar, GRcade, and so many people were like, oh, I used to have a fucking thing for the Galaxy, the Caramel Bunny. I'm thinking,
yeah.
How can you criticize someone for liking an anime girl when you fap over a caramel bunny?
I have bunny. I don't understand that.
Isn't that a bit of double standards?
It's just a bit bizarre. Like, I don't understand how you could look at.
I'm curious, Cora, do you like pineapple? Oh my god, if Cora likes pineapple, he does like pineapple on a pizza. I've already told him before I'd ban him from life because of this.
I do like pineapple on pizza.
Nasty.
The connection is people who like things that are nice. That's the connection.
The connection is people who like things that are not nice. Oh. Pineapple does not belong on pizza, man.
It definitely does. Not the ham. Like, I don't like the ham part of the ham and pineapple pizza.
I would rather have ham on pizza than pineapple.
Nah, pineapple. It's fine.
Yep.
My wife's a big pineapple on pizza fan.
Your wife is also rotten.
And she just screamed yas from the other room.
Rotten. Disgusting. Nasty.
She's a cook, so she understands these things.
I don't care. My brother-in-law was a qualified chef, and he didn't like pineapple on pizza.
That's because he was a bad one.
No, he's made very nice food. But, nasty stuff.
I love
Honestly, if you give me a pineapple on my pizza, no, obviously not a pineapple, but if you put pineapple on my pizza, you may as well just bring your pizza in the room, put it on the table, and take a big fat shit on it, because that's what you've just done. Fruity shit on my pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nasty.
Nah, I'm a big fan of
okay, with people liking it, just find it a bit odd it was considered to be a pizza topping in the first place. I mean, you don't really see other fruit on a pizza. You don't see like banana pizza and kiwi pizza, grapefruit pizza.
Like, there's pineapple it doesn't really taste the same or have the same consistency as a lot of other fruit when it's cooked.
It's nasty.
I'm not sure who had the idea of putting the pineapple.
Well, it's called a Hawaiian, so maybe someone from Hawaii.
Well, apparently not. Apparently it was. This might be utter bollocks, right? I'm just gonna put this out there right now, but I remember reading fairly recently because I was having the argument with somebody else that the Hawaiian pizza was invented in Chicago.
Maybe it was a Hawaiian, but the person was Hawaiian whilst it was done in Chicago. That makes sense. Kind of like how chicken tikka masala is a British. Tikka masala is British, but it was done in an Indian restaurant, I believe, in the UK.
Is that chicken tikka masala allegedly from Glasgow?
I thought it was supposed to be somewhere in England. Someone basically couldn't cope with the spices, so change things up.
Yeah, as I say, Birmingham try and claim the chicken tikka masala, but they can fuck off. The urban legend says Glasgow, and I'm claiming it. So it was.
Fair enough. Cheese on toast is a Welsh thing.
Oh, the Welsh rarebit.
Yeah.
You know what? I made one of them for the first time quite recently, and it was fucking fantastic.
I've never had Welsh rarebit. I've never tried it.
Oh. Are you truly Welsh if you have never had Welsh rarebit?
Well, I've never had lava bread, but, you know.
Lava bread?
Yeah.
Do we call that something else up here? What is lava bread?
It's like a seaweed thing.
Oh, no. I don't know what that is.
Exactly. Welsh cakes. I like them.
What is in a Welsh cake?
They're basically very flat cakes with raisins in or chocolate in them or currants in them.
I could go for that.
Have you got the chat open?
I do. The last thing I can see is, do you like Bounty on pizza? And the answer is probably yes, to be fair.
I'll put in the thing.
I've just looked up the history of the Hawaiian.
Hey, there's a link to recipes of a Welsh cake. That's what a Welsh cake is.
I'll look that up right now. Yeah, the history of the Hawaii. I can't fucking say it. The history
Hawaiian?
of the pizza of Hawaii. Sam Panopoulos claimed that he created the first Hawaiian pizza satellite restaurant in Chatham, Ontario, Canada in 1962. Inspired in part by his experience preparing Chinese dishes, which commonly mix sweet and savoury flavours, Panopoulos experimented with adding pineapple, ham, bacon and other toppings. So, there we are. genius. In 2017, Icelandic president, can't pronounce the name, Johannesson, reportedly told a group of high school students during a Q&A that he was fundamentally opposed to the idea of putting pineapple on a pizza. He added that he would ban pineapple as a pizza topping if he could, so long as he received 30% of the under 21 vote. So maybe you should move to Iceland, Pedz.
Mate.
They'll sort
Nasty.
you right out.
Nasty. Nasty.
Hey,
But yeah,
These
lava bread's a thing as well. It's all seaweed and
These
shit.
excellent, eh? Will eat.
Yeah, a lot of people like. I made it myself once in my life, and I actually really liked them. But I generally speaking don't enjoy them.
No, fair enough. I guess when you make stuff yourself, it just seems nicer. Like the effort that's gone in.
Well, sometimes I prefer the people's cooking. I'm just weird though.
Fair enough.
Yeah, lava bread is fucking nasty looking.
This gaming podcast is taking a turn.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we see, if only I could somehow segue this into some, like I'd been playing Overcooked recently or something, but I haven't.
Oh, I've got nothing for you.
Yeah. Damn. Lava bread is spelt with an R as well as Larva. Larva bread.
Larva bread.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like it's got like bug babies on it.
Yeah, I guess, but you know, it's seaweed stuff. It's weird. But you know, Welsh food. Cheese on toast, lava bread, and a little tiny cake.
A little tiny cake.
Seaweed is nasty. My wife is half Irish, so I've had dulce or dulcie, and it's minging.
Kind of want to know what dulce is now. Dulce. Yep, that looks absolutely vile. It's like dry seaweed, but look at. I'm definitely out for that.
Yeah, lava bread doesn't just, like, I'm looking at this and it doesn't really look, it just looks like a lump of seaweed on a plate. That can't be right.
I mean, let me have
Or is that the name of the seaweed and that's why?
Let me have a wee look. Lava bread. Made from an edible seaweed consumed mainly in Wales as part of local traditional.
Here's a picture of lava bread, but hey, it looks fucking nasty. It's just like a lump of fucking turd on a plate.
Yeah, I've just found it. I think I've just found the same picture. It does not look enjoyable, and I will probably give that a miss.
There's some weird traditions in Wales. There's one I'll find now. There's this one. It's called Mary Lloyd, I think. Have you heard of that?
Mary Lloyd.
The Mary Lloyd Christmas, I think that's how you pronounce it. There's only one L, so it's Lloyd. The Mary Lloyd Christmas edition in Wales sees locals carrying decorated horse skulls. Sli Clay Barand. The Mary Lloyd is a horse skull which is mounted onto a pole rather like a hobby horse and draped in a sackcloth and ribbons. In Wales at Christmas and New Year there used to be one custom there used to be one custom that first began the dinner. Yeah, it's just starting the whole thing. Hey, look, here's an image. I'll pop her in chat.
Right, let's have a look. What the fuck is that? That is bizarre.
It's fucked up, innit? There's a game called Cthulhu Saves the World. It's made by the people who did Cosmic Star Heroine. And there's also a... I'm not sure exactly. I only read up a little bit about it before. I've never really looked into it because I've never heard of it until like fairly recently, I would say. But there's a game called Cthulhu Saves Christmas, and in Christmas I think there is a boss.
Cthulhu Saves Christmas?
Yes, like a 2D... Yeah, the skeletal Welsh horse you must beat in a battle of rhymes. Oh, it's fucking great. Oh, so many things are like crazy. I'm sure I read about one tradition, which was about our boys have got to kick girls in the legs for Christmas.
Oh, I mean, that sounds perfectly sane.
Well, compared to the horse.
Oh, fair enough. I kind of love the idea of a rapping skeleton horse, though. Skeleton rap horse.
Oh, it's brilliant. I do like some traditions. They are fucking weird. Yeah. Anyway, we didn't do that this Christmas. We thought we'll leave it this year and maybe do it again next year. Last year. Yeah.
What did you do instead?
Well, but what we did was just have a, well, Christmas Day was literally just for us, just dinner, kids opening presents, kids playing with presents, me chilling out all day going, I've eaten too much food, I'm gonna be sick.
That was pretty much me as well, to be honest. I feel like that's the mark of a decent Christmas dinner, though. Yeah. The thing is we had, our dinner was made for us by my mother-in-law because Christmas Day we were all meant to go up there, but obviously with lockdown, we didn't end up having it, so basically he was dropped off. Right. Like, it's put on the floor, puts him back in the car, and it goes out and gets it, and it's like, Jesus Christ. But, they made the turkey and stuff, but her mother doesn't cook beef, so I made my own fucking joint of beef, and when we all finished, like, what do you think of the meat? And everyone was like, yeah, beef was nicer. So I was like, yeah. Fair enough. I think we had a roast beef for Christmas.
We had beef, turkey, and lamb.
We were supposed to, we had a turkey. We were supposed to go to my mum's, but obviously, the restrictions changed and everything like that. And we ended up not being. Gave her the turkey. Got ourselves a roast beef in and had a wonderful dinner, which I made, strangely enough.
Lies.
Genuinely.
I'm just joking. Yeah.
Jim down to my bed, I would literally pull her into this room and make her confirm.
Oh no, I believe her. I'm just stressed around. I love cooking. It's just I don't do it as much now because I think I was talking to someone. I think it was Lee I was talking to yesterday about cooking and stuff. Me, I think. But basically, because of the area I'm in, there's like a Morrison's nearby, a Lidl, an Aldi. But they're smallish, they're not massive, big stores. So it's like I look at a lot of things like, I'd like to try this. I've bought different, I bought Japanese cookbooks and stuff like that to try different things. And it says on, and then go to your local supermarket or an Oriental market or something it's called in the book. Yeah. And so I'm like, well, there's none of those around here, and the supermarkets I'm going none of the stuff. So all this stuff I want to make, I can't, and that's annoying. That's really annoying. It's like I want to try something new. Oh, let's have a look at the recipe. Can't get that stuff. Oh, look at this recipe. Can't get that stuff.
It's we're having the same issue at the moment. Like places not having things. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is a pain in the ass.
We'll get through it.
Yeah, it's like that anyway in this area, so it won't change much. At least for you, we'll go back to normal and you'll have stuff.
Hopefully, but we'll see what happens.
Then again, Brexit. Sorry, I didn't mean to mention the B word. Sorry, my bad.
It's happened.
So, as we are sitting here and we've been talking about various different things to do with games, including food.
Yep.
What are you looking forward to this year, gaming-wise? Anything that has been announced that you could think of off the top of your head right now?
I'm not 100% sure what's coming out. I'm looking forward to seeing more news about Perfect Dark. That's a big one for me this year, just to see what it's like, to see what if we can get any gameplay footage or anything like that of it. Basically, just more information because we've had one CGI trailer which has already got me hyped up to the moon. And if we can get anything more, I would love that. I'm not sure what. I am hoping for some information about a Zelda 35 anniversary pack.
Yeah.
Of some as well.
Okay. Here we go then. What there's if we go with Mario, there's 3 games.
Yeah.
What 3 games would you have?
It's difficult because a lot of the Zelda games are so like. I would choose personally. I would want Majora's Mask in there, but it's. I think it's all. I don't know if it's already available on the Switch, but I've got it on like 5 different consoles already. I think if they were going to do it, they would probably do a 3D version. So I think you would probably end up with something like Ocarina of Time,
right?
And then the Skyward Sword, and one other game. So
okay.
I don't know.
All right. Here you go. Then. What do you think the 3 games they'll give us, and what are the 3 that you specifically would like?
So the 3 I would like, if I'm being totally honest, are Ocarina, Majora's Mask, probably Twilight Prince. Nah, not Twilight Prince. I would, to be honest, A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I think if they were going to give us A Link to the Past, it would be an absolute slap in the face, though, because that is already available for NES player.
Yeah.
Switch, and you get that.
Maybe they'll do a remake of it, so you can press a button and switch between the visual styles. Do you know? Have you played Halo? Master Chief Collection Halo?
I've got the Master Chief Collection, and I haven't played it. But
what
I know
about,
that there's
Wonder Boy 3 Dragon's Curse.
No,
Dragon's
I've watched videos of the Halo thing where people are switching between the
Yeah.
original graphic style from the Xbox, and I think
so
that's awesome.
they could do that with Link to the Past, so you could switch it to Link's Awakening's new look, or keep it switch it to the SNES version. Wouldn't that be cool?
They could do that with Ocarina and Majora's Mask as well, because they've been remastered. That would be good. I think if they were
what would chat want? What 3 Zelda games would chat want in the Zelda 35th anniversary pack? You can only pick 3, like the 3D All Stars. If you go with All Stars, it was 5 originally, weren't it, in the original 2D? Yeah. It was Mario 1, 2, 3.
I would suspect that they would give us the last few, if you like, so like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword.
I think that's the 3 they would probably go with. I think it would either be that, or it would be Ocarina, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. I think Ocarina might be there simply for this is the first 3D Zelda.
I would just like to see it. Like I just Cricken would want Majora's Mask, Ocarina, and Wind Waker. Do you know what? I think I would probably do that as well. Only because, like, as much as A Link to the Past is my favourite, it's available on everything when you can get it.
Yeah.
On every console, from the SNES to the Game Boy Advance, fucking whatever.
Both Lee and Cricken have said Majora's Mask, Ocarina, and Wind Waker are the 3 they would like.
I would be totally fine with that.
I wouldn't know, see, because I've got Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U, so I don't really want them again. Wind Waker HD, I honestly don't like it as much as Wind Waker, visually speaking.
Really?
Do you
know what? That before, yeah.
I've said it a lot of times, and I always link a picture of the game to that's online. I've linked it many a times to people, and it's basically Wind Waker, Wind Waker HD comparison shot.
Yeah.
And honestly, like the where is it? I'll link it to you now, and the style of
3 different styles, and then the one that looks the worst is the HD one, isn't it?
Yeah, but it depends on your take on it, but it kind of removes the cell shaded kind of look. It looks very very different.
I think the GameCube.
For anyone who wants to check in chat, there's the image that I'm on about. But you could just see, like, Link is a lot more defined. It's great if you like that, but the one made the cell shading look so good was like the shading in there, and the undefined kind of look, and I think that's just much nicer.
I remember when we were copying all kinds of shit for the way that it looked in 2002 when it was in development.
Yeah, I remember. I remember when it was first announced. I was like, "Oh, it's cool." I don't know why, but I was like, I didn't care. I was like, "That's cool," you know. It's fine, whatever.
Yeah, I was.
And I had friends going, "Oh my god, he looks like Hey Arnold is shit." I was like, "Whoa, dude, calm down." It's like, don't look like Hey Arnold. And Hey Arnold's good anyway, so who cares? That's what I should have said.
Look, I just enjoyed the game. It was good. It was. I thought it got a lot of really undeserved criticism. The only bit of the original Waker that sucks hard is the ship, the bit where you've got to find the shards of the Triforce.
Yeah, I agree. I also dislike the fact that it was pushed quickly and they removed content.
Yeah.
Like, it was used in later stuff, but, you know, it's still a shame. There you go. I would like Skyward Sword on there, personally. The issue I have is how it would control. I don't really like using the Joy-Con, because, like I said, they get drift. All 7 pairs of Joy-Con in this house have got drift on the left stick.
Really?
Yeah, we've got 7 pairs of Joy-Cons, and every single one have got drift.
That's a bit.
And one of them had drift not long after we had it, and it was the Animal Crossing Special Edition.
Really?
And yeah, within like a month or so, drift.
That's howling.
It is. It's fucking ridiculous. Nintendo suck.
Awful people.
But yeah, I would like Skyward Sword in there. The issue is how would they work the motion controls into it if you want to just use your pad.
Yeah.
I guess one thing you could do is as you've got motion controls built into your controller, in the Pro controller, you can, as long as if you tilt the angle of your pad, you want to slash, and then just press A, you'll slice that direction. But I actually liked the motion controls in Skyward Sword. I had no issues with them. I know some people did. Like, I think Devlin did, and I know Chalky did. But me personally, I had no issues. I wouldn't know, maybe like a proper HD version of Majora's Mask. That would be cool. Like, make it like really grim, like
full, like a full grim, creepy remake using like modern tech and modern graphics. But I don't think that's something that we'll ever really see.
Nope. This is what I'm hoping Breath of the Wild 2 is. Basically, as I called it when before it was even announced. And I was saying, people were saying, what would you like the next Zelda to be? I think even on this podcast, I said I want Breath of the Wild version of Majora's Mask. No,
I think that'd be awesome. The 2 Zelda games I like the most in terms of atmosphere are Link's Awakening and Majora's Mask, and that is because they're a bit creepy. Like, not like you get the sense as you're traveling the world that badly wrong, and something really unsettling. But you can't like right the way through. You can't quite place your finger, put your finger on what it is, and I love that. I think that's a part as well. You get that a little bit in A Link to the Past as well with the like Dark World stuff, but it's at its most kind of obvious in Link's Awakening and Mask, and that's a cool thing they should bring.
Cutting out a bit there. I don't know why.
Say that again?
You were cutting out a little bit for there.
Oh man. Basically, I'm just saying I love it when Zelda games And like Majora's Mask and Link's Awakening are the best two examples of that, and then you back for me.
Yeah, Link's Awakening is a good shout for the creepy kind of thing. Especially, I don't know. I didn't find Link's Awakening creepy. I found it really it's more the more you learn about where you are and stuff, the more. I don't know. I don't know. It's like you know exactly what you need to do to sort yourself out. You know exactly what's going to happen when you're doing it, and it's kind of like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like, what do I have? You know, I have to do this thing. Like, why? But you know, it's really good. I think it's really well done, to be honest. The story and that.
I do. I really like it. Cricken's made a good point. Like, you get the sense something isn't right in Majora's Mask from the Clocktown theme alone. I love the Clocktown theme. I think it is it is fucking masterful music work in a game. The way that it changes over the 3 days in the town centre and stuff like that is just amazing.
Starts off really nice and upbeat, and then just gradually gets worse.
Creepier. Yeah. There's like
and then the last 5 minutes, that music. The last 5 minutes.
Like midnight to 6 a.m. on the last day.
Yeah, I listen to that in bed. I don't, but still. that's how I go to sleep. I imagine the moon crashing into the earth.
The thing that impresses me most about Majora's Mask is that they're almost entirely using leftover sprites and like assets from Ocarina of Time, which is absolutely, it's such an insane achievement. I can't sleep unless the moon crashes into the air. Quite an upsetting
shit. Yeah, it's a thing. I don't know if they would go with 3 games. I wouldn't be sure if they would put like some more of the older games on there as well. Be like, you know, because they, as I said, they haven't been a proper compilation you can buy like Mario All Stars. There was the GameCube one, but I think that was a special edition with another thing, wasn't it?
It was only. I've got the special edition. I've not actually put it on my GameCube for ages. I don't remember what games are on it.
Yeah, but there was one edition of the game. I think it may have been Wind Waker, or it may have been through Nintendo's Star Points. You could get a disc that had, I think it was Zelda, Link's Adventure, Ocarina of Time, and Master Quest, and Majora's Mask. But Majora's Mask was really fucking buggy and kept crashing.
That sounds about right, to be fair. I'm just having a look here. Yeah, Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, Ocarina, and Majora's Mask. So, this is it. See, the thing is, right, you can get a Link to the Past, like any Zelda game up to and including a Link to the Past on almost kilobytes of data. If you're going to do a Zelda Collector's Edition, there's never been one on. Why not just put them all on it? Because it's going to take up no fucking space. You might as well just do that, and then it'll be a top tier collector's edition. They've never, as you say, they've never released a proper Zelda collector's edition before, and it feels like a massive oversight.
Yeah, they should release this for 40 quid. Every single Zelda game that's been released up to Breath of the Wild, not including Breath of the Wild, because we'd be fair. They've all been remastered in some way, and they're all for 40, and it's 40 quid, and they're all on one cart.
That would be fucking beautiful. See the thing, like, I don't know how big the kind of asset of like how large the file size would be for the GameCube and Wii ones, but you can get. For all the home console versions, it can't be that big a sale to get them all on one disc. So you've got Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Ocarina, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, 8 games.
No, there's more than that.
I'm
all
thinking
of
about
them. You gotta have the Oracle games.
No, that's why I said main. That's why I said home console games.
I didn't even say that. Okay, what about
Yeah.
Wand of Gamelon? Gamelon.
Is that not in the Philips CDI?
Yep, it is, but it's a home console.
Nah, I'm not doing that shit. There are other ones, but those are the kind of marquee release games. So like, if you could get them all on there, because like you wouldn't include Four Swords or any of that shit.
Shite! Whoa.
I say shit. Four
Whoa,
Swords is
whoa. Did you make me want to rephrase that sentence?
but like you wouldn't put that.
I wouldn't put that on there. It'd be a bit awkward. Probably be easier to get a game going. In a sense of Four Swords Adventures, but obviously it wouldn't work probably because of the off-screen stuff.
I desperately wanted 3 people to play Four Swords Adventures with, and
You
I
never played it with 3 people, did you? Oh, you missed out, man. Unlucky.
I loved it. Like it's a really good. Like, I just like the game in the style of Link to the Past. I think it's fantastic.
It's really nice looking and
it's like the ultimate extension of what a Link to the Past could have looked like.
I wonder if they were to do a Four Swords now, how they would go about it, because like if it was online, if it was 4 players online and you dropped into a hall, and obviously only you were seeing what's going on anyway, no one else can. But locally, it wouldn't work the same. Like if someone throws a jug on my head,
Yeah.
my screen would go blank, but it wouldn't make a difference on a big screen where I could see everyone else's screen. Or like if I drop into a house and it's like, oh my god, there's some treasure here that no one else can have. Ooh, this is mine. Everyone's going to be able to see it on my screen and just run in there and steal it.
I steal it.
You know what I mean? It's going to lose that big element which was a part of, the main draw of the game, really, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's certainly.
Locally it's an issue. Online it wouldn't be. Like even if online you were playing it was split screen, and if you walked into a house, your screen on other people's screens would go blank.
Right.
So like you all could, like if you're all together, it's one big screen. If you all split off, the kind of does like a split screen effect. So then when you walk out, it's just like your part of the split screen is blanked out for everyone else. That would work. Right. Or you just have your entire screen to yourself and not care about anyone else. That'd be fine as well. That would work.
It's a weird one.
Because obviously in I believe in Four Swords, you were stuck on the same screen together. You couldn't like wander off on your own. Like you could go into a cave or into a house in the area. You couldn't just wander off to fly off through the rest of the level. Because obviously you were all on the one TV screen. Or am I wrong? Can't remember.
I'm actually not 100% sure.
It's been a while. I played it. I must have been fucking 17 when I played it with people.
I'm trying to think when it came out.
A long time ago. 70 years ago.
2003, yeah, 2003.
Yeah, I would have been 17. Oh, I would have been 19. That ain't right. It didn't come out then, did it?
I'm not sure. You may need to Google that.
It doesn't really matter. I'm just curious. But I remember really enjoying it. I only did one level. I finished the game solo, but I only did like one level in 4-player, I think. And I think I played most of the game in 2-player.
January the 7th, 2005, Four Swords Adventures came out in the EU.
15 years ago. I would have been 21.
Yeah. I was 15.
Disgusting.
That's like I couldn't afford to get my own game. I think my big purchase in January 2005 would have been Resident Evil 4, so that was never I thought that Zelda game was never an option.
That's fair enough. No, I genuinely didn't realise it was that late. I thought it was earlier because I thought I had the game when I was living in my first house I was living in on my own. And I was 18 when I moved out of there. And I was 21 when I was living with the missus, and it was like not long before she must have got pregnant with my oldest.
Yeah.
Because he's 13.
Fucking hell. I said this before, I still remember playing Gears of War with you when he was an infant as well.
Yeah, he was baby newborn. He was literally a newborn. He would never ever sleep. We literally had to take shifts. I would stay up in the night playing games. Around 6 o'clock I would go to bed and the missus would get up and look after him in the day. It was a fucking nightmare. We were concerned, see, because he never seemed to ever sleep. And when we spoke to doctors and stuff, they said he must be having more like micro naps or something, where he sleeps for such small amounts of, like, very short, like a minute at a time. He'll fall asleep every so often, and because he just has enough energy to carry on, kind of thing. Basically, they're saying he sleeps, just he sleeps very, very little, and he doesn't need to sleep very much. It's like, no. He was a pain because we had to put him on solid food. We started weaning him onto foods a lot earlier because we were told to do that to help him sleep better and stuff. He was a fucking pain. He's walking by 9 months old, I think.
Fucking hell.
And then, like, my third child didn't learn to walk till he was like nearly 2 because he was just so lazy.
That's my kind of skill level. I'd just be like, I can't be arsed walking with.
Well, it didn't help when we had our third kid. The 2 older ones would just like do everything for him.
Really?
Yeah, when he was little, and they weren't about that much older than him. There's not that many years between them. He's 10.
Yeah,
and the oldest is 13. So there was literally 2 and 3 years between the youngest and the 2 older ones. But for some reason, he'd be like, "Oh, I want this," and then they would just get it for him. It's like, really? He didn't learn to get it for himself.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Kids, huh?
Alright. That's the thing.
Yep. You'll be having an any soon then?
Shall see.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I can't even remember what we talked about. We were supposed to be talking about games, and I think we just talked about anything but since you.
Yeah, we've gone nowhere near, really.
Yeah, that's not my fault. That's someone else's fault.
It's the format that we work in.
Yeah, well, normally I do at least like look up some news and think of things to talk about and stuff, but for some reason I just completely forgot, and I thought, we'll have enough to talk about with like the Game of the Year stuff. Maybe we can even talk about some of the Game Awards things and stuff, because we did, like, every year we've done this, we've talked about Game Awards like as soon as the Game Awards done, and we haven't done it this time because it's just a bit different.
There's not much to talk about with it. Do you know that? Like, there were a couple of cool reveals. There was the ridiculous Game Award among. Aside for that, there weren't really that many talking points. Really.
Yeah. Well, I remember last time, 2019, or I think it was 2018, when Untitled Goose Game came out, and Untitled Goose Game came out, and what game won instead of that over that game in
2018?
It was the same year as Untitled Goose Game, which I think was 2019. Yeah. No, it was an indie game. Disco Elysium, that's the one. Disco Elysium, and the ranting that Doom went on from Disco Elysium went on about how the only, at the end of the day, personally, he hasn't played Disco Elysium, but he played Untitled Goose Game and it's amazing, and it's the simple fact, the reason why Disco Elysium won is because the fans actually turned up to vote.
Did he ever play this movie?
What's that, man?
Did he ever play the other game?
No.
Just pure rage.
Just pure rage, man. He fucking ranted at me for ages. It was the same the year before when he fell asleep. Fell asleep during the Game of the Year awards for GRcade. That year, Serial Kelly did the Game of the Year awards, but he announced them live on the podcast, and Doom fell asleep on the Game of the Year chat. And when we were talking about it, and we were talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 then, as the Game of the Year, and he was like, yeah, it's not that great. I got bored after a while. It turned out his pick was Red Dead Redemption 2. And he's like, you are? I remember voting for that. I was like, yeah, you did, man. Look, I can show you the posts.
Oh, mate.
Oh, it's great.
Absolute schoolboy.
Oh, it's awesome. It's just, I don't know what, he's obviously working himself to the bone and can't remember anything at the time. Like, he literally fell asleep. It was like, Doom, so what do you think about this? And you just hear, it's like, Doom. His friend, Slam, I think it was in chat. Might have been Slam or Atten. One of them were in chat and they were phoning his mobile.
Jesus Christ. That is mental.
It was brilliant. Oh, I think that was probably the best Twitchcast that there's been. Because it was such a roller coaster of emotions towards the end.
I can imagine.
Keller has never come back on, by the way.
No, I'm not surprised. After that bad boy.
Yeah, it was wonderful. But you know,
just see Cricket our rant about Red Dead. So that makes it sound like he was ranting for an hour.
Well, he wasn't ranting for an hour. He was ranting for a little bit of power, and it's like, dude, you voted for yourself. And it's like, no, I didn't. It's like, you did, Jack. It was great. This has been like, obviously it's just great. Every time it's a good laugh, but sometimes I remember that year as well. Me and Doom were actually talking about doing like, we'll do talk about such and such and such and such, and we're gonna have a retro section where we're gonna talk about a retro game for a bit every time we do the podcast. And none of it's ever happened. I think the retro bit did happen for 2 episodes, maybe one. I think, yeah, it was 2 episodes, Terminator versus Robocop, and Kirby's golf game, I think it was. And that's the only time this happened.
Kirby's golf game?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. Super Kirby's Putt. That is golf, isn't it? Putt golf.
Oh, well, fair enough.
It's not called that. It's called, what's it called? Super Kirby Glory Hole.
Super Kirby Glory Hole?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to put your willy through a hole in when Kirby's got his suction on. Come off.
Certainly would. Kirby's Dream Course, apparently.
Close guess is still Pedz.
I just give up. In there.
Yeah, it's a SNES game.
Yeah.
It's alright. Doom didn't like it at all.
No.
Yeah, there's I liked it. Doom didn't. But yeah, you know, it was trying to do a bit more, not like really focused, like, but have actual segments of things, and but like still do the tangents and stuff. But you know, try and keep it a bit on track at times, which it normally is. Like I'd say 30 episodes are. The last few, I haven't really been keeping up on top of the news, and there hasn't been that much, especially this, like 2020 was kind of crap for news and stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
and
it's
like,
not been a fantastic year.
Yeah. No, exactly. And the thing is while I, like I've said, this is primarily a gaming podcast, where we talk about the games and stuff, and like talking about the politics and things behind it. I have no issue with talking about, but there are better people to listen to, who will talk about like politics and workers' rights and so on and so forth, who do podcasts and videos than I will ever do. So I just think I would just give like, I would basically have to, I just think my opinion wouldn't really matter that much. So it's not so much that it wouldn't matter. It's just I think other people would say the same thing a lot more elegantly than myself. So I think I'd rather leave it to people who can say it better and get their point across better than me half-arsing it and fucking tripping up over myself trying to get my point across, you know?
Yeah,
So,
I know what
like,
you mean, but equally, it's perfectly like any opinion is perfectly valid as long as it's not like horrifically racist or something like that.
Yeah,
which
no, I
you
get
know,
that. I it's not that I don't think I've got a valid opinion on things. I just think it comes to the point where if we're gonna just talk about games and stuff, that's great. And if people do decide on talking about, say, bad practice in the game industry, I wouldn't shy away from it. I would say don't fucking talk about it. But I think for me personally, like I wouldn't specifically go out my way to talk about it. Like I have done. I did last time when I can't remember what I was talking. I think it might be new with CD Projekt Red.
I think actually, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that, and but again, I just think that there is podcasts and YouTube channels that are definitely more in touch with and like up to date on the things. Like they may know more and they may have more like I said, they just get it across better. I think there are people who are more informed than me who you can listen to. I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk about these things. Talk about them. Maybe people should know that you should be treating your fucking staff and your customers with fucking respect at the fucking bare minimum. But I think that if you tune in and listen to me talking about it, I don't think my observations and opinions would be as as clear and as good as someone who who already had an interest in like politics or something in general, because they may give a better, wider, clearer view than myself, and I would rather people listen to someone who's more informed than myself. That's all.
Well, fair enough. It's a fair point, but you know, we'll see. Like I keep saying I'm going to set up like not politics, but like a kind of not games related cast, and I've not had the time to do it. Like cricket, horrifically racist, no. But maybe if it's just slightly racist, it'll be okay.
No, that's not allowed either.
No.
Unless you're unless it's me doing the Scottish accent, that's allowed.
In which case, we'll just get Grum to ban you from the GR channel.
Oh, you won't. Grum loves me too much for that.
He does.
He does.
But not when you do the accent.
No, I'm not allowed to do that. But yeah, it's just, you know, I think there are better sources than myself for more intellectual debate. Me, I just sit here and make sex jokes. That's what I do.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Everyone's got their niche.
Well, sex isn't really a niche. Lots of people like sex.
It's true. It is very true.
Exactly.
But not a lot of people can make good jokes about it.
I didn't say I could.
Well,
I try. That's the thing. But yeah, so I try to think like
I've just realised it's 11:15, so I thought I actually need to go.
See that later. All right. Well,
yeah.
We will end here then.
Cool.
I will tell you, as I told Victor, if you get a PlayStation 5, grab Sackboy: A Big Adventure. It is awesome.
Okay.
If you like Super Mario 3D World, you'll like Sackboy: A Big Adventure. It's a very similar kind of game by Sackboy instead of Mario.
I'll give it a shout.
Yep. And for anyone who wants to take part, I think what I'm going to do in future is try and make sure I look up some news like I normally do. The things, especially now the new generation has come up, I think I'm going to do that. But also make sure to PM people throughout the week to see if they've come across anything they would like to speak about. And maybe I'll put on the forum a thread, and I'll put out tweets to say like if you've got any questions for us, maybe let us know what they are for those who are not listening live. It means that they can have their questions answered for one. It also means that I can say like, oh, this week we can have Cora, Victor, and myself on there. Is there any questions you'd like to ask either 3 of us or all 3 of us? So it's like could be like a specific question for you or a specific question for Victor. That kind of thing. I think it might be a good way to go. Just give things a try, see how they stick.
Yeah, it keeps it interactive for people as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's a good shout.
And that's what we normally do before we go. We just say, guys, if you've got any questions for us, would you like to ask us anything? And there's obviously I haven't done the whole ask on the forum because it's a bit late for that.
Yeah.
Post on the forum. Hey guys, we literally ended. Anyone got a question? Sorry, we've ended. No one posted in time. You know
Grum's question was BRB.
Grum said, no, I'm still here. I'm not be right back in. Yeah, okay. I answered that question. Aren't I a clever bunny?
You are literally the most intelligent man alive.
I wouldn't go that far. maybe second or third.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah. One thing I would ask you is no, never mind.
No, you've said it now. You can't.
Well, I was going to say to you, like Trump is considered to be not a very intelligent person. Right? Yeah, he's not exactly a charming person. Like people said, Hitler was charming, right? I'm not saying he is Hitler, kind of. Which is why he managed to, like Hitler himself, managed to get the stuff he did. So my question here is Trump, he's not meant to be very bright. He's not exactly charming or anything. Yet he somehow managed to incite massive riots and basically terrorist act in the capital, right?
Right.
The question is how? Like why? Why are people following him if he's not charming, not that intelligent? Why
Cricken's kind of hit the nail on the head in chat. Like he was born with a lot of money and he has a lot of com. Trump has a fantastic story, and he was like, "Oh, I never got anything from my father, except the first $1 million loan that I got to start up my business. But other than that, I'm an entirely self-made millionaire." The guy is an absolute anomaly within American politics in a lot of ways.
Being dumb helps his confidence, fair enough. Yeah, but the point is how do people fall for his bluster so easily? Like, surely American people, like, I'm not saying all Americans, but surely the American people who were listening to him can rationalize that this is, like, they stand for democracy, they complain about cancel culture and so on and so forth, and yet Mr. President Trump says, yo, dudes, this ain't on. And then they go and try and, they do a terrorist act of storming the Capitol. They had weaponry, they had bloody, like, zip ties and stuff. Clearly they were planning on taking hostages there. Like, how do they fall for it?
All good propaganda has a kernel of truth in it. And the guy, like Trump and the people around him, have been very good at taking little bits of truth and weaving them into massive fucking lies. So, like, it's, without going into too much detail, they've managed to weave this massive web of I am the last great American hero. And all of these people.
That was Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Last Action Hero.
Honestly, there's a video he's released that I've been told I absolutely must watch.
You should. I think it's like 7 minutes long. You should definitely watch it.
That's absolutely outstanding. So I'm going to give that a watch as soon as we're finished here before I go to bed. But it's just, there's so much literature about how to do what Trump has done, and there will be people arguing about how he managed to actually go through the process of
The thing is, right,
radicalising so
one thing I'll
for
say,
years.
Trump, before the election, said, if I lose, it's rigged. Trump said before the election with Hillary Clinton, if I lose, it's rigged.
Yep.
So, there's 2 elections he said it. It doesn't make sense how people fall for it. I don't know. Oh well, never mind. I can't see any questions, so I guess we'll leave it there before we get into a massive discussion about Trump and how fucked up it is.
Yeah, I could sit here all night and talk about Trump, but
Yeah.
nobody wants that.
Well, they might if this wasn't a gaming podcast.
Very true.
If you do the stuff one, like you said you were going to do about 6 months ago.
This year,
This
honestly,
year have been messed up by now.
I am absolutely desperate to do it, and I will do it, but it will probably be kind of mid-year at this point, I think.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's cool with me, and I hope that's cool with everyone else, because tough. Unless someone else does it first.
Yeah.
It's open to you all,
Someone else-
GRcade. Right, I'm going to end here then. And I'm going to say goodbye. I'm assuming Cora is also going to say goodbye.
I am indeed. Goodbye, everyone.
Yep. Isn't the off-topic section more popular than games? I believe it is more popular than the game section. The thing is, though, is because this is strictly the gaming podcast, then we tend to stick to games. But honestly, at some point there will be a stuff podcast because Cora said he's up for doing it. I said that I wouldn't do it simply because people will get fucking sick to death of me because I'll be fucking everywhere. I'll basically Pedz, GRcade, that'll be my surname. My first name will be Pedz, and my surname will be GRcade. I'll be on everything, and people will leave. They're like, fuck that Welsh guy. Anyway, I will catch you later, guys. Take care, and don't forget to say hi to Devlin, because that's who we're reading. Bye-bye, all.
He's just about to finish. I think
Who's just
within
about
the
to
next
finish?
Devlin, he's just in Ganon's Tower on a randomizer run.
Oh, alright, well, we'll go see how good he's done.
I would raid into him anyway.
Oh, I'm
enough
going
because-
to, but it'd be nice to see, we could see his time. Right, catch you later, guys,
Yeah.
as the countdown time is on 5 seconds. Bye-bye.
Bye.